I am a person that stands by everything I believe in. So if you try to take advantage of me, I will check you. I ain't gonna say
lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Word on the street is that Angie and D'Angelo were taken out right after she handed him some explosive evidence against powerful industry figures. Before her tragic passing, Angie had confided in D'Angelo that someone was after her, claiming they didn't want her spilling the truth about the twisted, dark things that had been done to her. She allegedly gave him a full tape filled with incriminating proof that could have ruined major names in the game.
And I'll tell you the nature of the industry. Back when I was in a very high-profile relationship with D'Angelo, shortly after the breakup between us, everything kind of slowed down in my world in terms of tour dates, work. The perception was the worst thing. That they were single-handedly put in charge of sending out letters everywhere to make people think that I was the cause of him being exposed to alcohol, to drugs, to everything that could have gone wrong. And we need you to mail this out. And that person knew that it was all fabricated. And they were willing to go on record. And they don't care today, but they're willing to go on record to tell the truth. You can imagine how shocked I was to know that they actually mailed letters out into the industry, blaming me for the fall and the demise of someone's career. It really gets me upset because I don't do any of this stuff that a lot of people have fallen victim to. I will tell you this, as a young person, we all tried things, but no, I have never I wouldn't want the chastisement from God for being responsible for breaking another person's gifting. That's not cool.
But here's where it gets wild. Just days after she gave D'Angelo that tape, Angie mysteriously lost her life in a car crash that still doesn't make sense to this day. Then right when Katt Williams was reportedly planning to help D'Angelo reveal that same tape, D'Angelo suddenly turned up gone too. So now the streets are asking, were Angie and D'Angelo silenced by the higher-ups? And what exactly is Katt saying about all this? See, reports claim that D'Angelo passed after a long, painful fight with pancreatic cancer, and his family even released an official statement confirming it. But fans ain't buying it. People have been digging deep, and what they're finding suggests his death might not be as simple or natural as it's being made to seem.
How much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be. I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. And if I never get it, at least you heard it from me, because I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe me. Attack. I knew it was a spiritual attack on me. However, I was treated and God healed me, cleared up.
Turns out D'Angelo had been battling the industry from the very moment he hit fame. The man wasn't just singing, he was fighting for his soul. Word is, some high-ranking execs tried pulling him into those so-called freak-offs, but he wasn't having it. Once he said no, that's when the blackballing started, fast and ruthless. Now, remember when D'Angelo dropped Brown Sugar back in 1995? That album had everybody craving a taste of his vibe. But even though it blew up big, he disappeared for 5 long years before blessing us again with Voodoo. That second album hit hard too, but it came with some heavy baggage, both in his career and his personal life. That's when stories started flying that he was battling serious addiction issues. And according to D'Angelo himself, the pressure behind the scenes was breaking him down. He hated how folks, fans, labels, and even the execs were obsessing over his body instead of his music. Especially after that steamy, untitled "How Does It Feel" video dropped.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And here's the wildest part. The whispers say even record execs wanted a piece of him. Yep, that's right. They treated him like eye candy instead of an artist, and that kind of exploitation messed him up bad. To numb the pain, he turned to substances, just trying to survive the madness around him. I mean, just look at this man. Everyone and their mama was obsessed with him. But behind all that fame, those creepy Hollywood execs were getting out of pocket, trying to pull him into their secret freak-off scenes. It got so bad that D'Angelo admitted he started gaining weight on purpose, just to make those industry men, like Diddy and his circle, stop coming at him sideways. He once opened up about a night on stage when a woman threw money at him like he was a dancer. That moment broke him. He said, "I got mad when a female threw money at me on stage. It made me feel messed up, so I threw it right back at her. I was like, I'm not a stripper. I'm going to go into the woods, drink some hooch, grow a beard, and get fat." That line right there showed how lost he felt between fame and faith. He even said, "At one point, I asked myself, am I doing this for God or am I doing this for sex?" Because he was raised in the church and wanted to make something pure, but suddenly he was being pushed as a sex symbol, not a soul artist. It twisted everything for him. And he wasn't exaggerating either. By 2005, when D'Angelo got arrested on DUI charges, his mugshot shocked everyone. He had put on serious weight. During all that time when D'Angelo disappeared from the spotlight, he wasn't just laying low. He was drowning in pain, alcohol, and hard substances, trying to escape everything that fame and the industry had done to him. Behind the scenes, his life was spiraling. And to make it even worse, by the time Voodoo dropped, his relationship with Angie was already over. Rumors started flying that when they split, he even distanced himself from their son, and that broke a lot of hearts. But let's be real. Their whole relationship had been controversial from day one. D'Angelo was just 20, still barely finding his footing, while Angie was 32. People were side-eyeing that age gap heavy. Like, no shade, but what business did a grown 32-year-old woman have with a 20-year-old who couldn't even legally buy a drink yet? Sure, he was fine and talented, but girl, you couldn't find someone your own age? Fans said it felt off then, and looking back, it still raises questions. But the craziest part? After they broke up, Angie claimed certain powerful people in the industry started a whole campaign to make her look like she was the reason D'Angelo's career went downhill. She said they twisted the story to turn her into the villain, making her out to be the one who ruined his life. After those same shady industry execs tried dragging D'Angelo into those freak-offs and fed him substances, they had the nerve to flip the whole story on Angie. They pushed this fake narrative that she was the one who got him hooked, when in reality she had never touched a hard substance in her life. They tried to destroy her image just to protect their own secrets. Then out of nowhere, just as Angie started speaking up and exposing all this mess, she ended up in the hospital, fighting for her life. Doctors said it was a mysterious blood infection. But come on, that's way too convenient. While she was recovering, she started noticing weird stuff going down behind the scenes. Not just her sudden health scare, but her money wasn't adding up either. There were major red flags in her financial statements, hinting that her record label might have been mismanaging or straight up stealing her earnings. And when she finally got out of that hospital, she didn't hold back. Angie jumped online and started calling people out one by one. She even claimed that there was a spiritual attack on her life, and she warned fans straight up, "If anything happens to me, don't you dare believe it was natural." That statement had everyone shook. She made it clear she knew they were coming for her, and she wasn't scared to say it publicly. But here's the heartbreaking part. Just a few days after making that chilling warning, Angie was gone. She died in a brutal car crash around 4 a.m. while driving home from a show. Apparently, Angie's car flipped over multiple times that night, leaving her and a few crew members seriously hurt. But here's the part that'll chill you. She didn't actually die from the crash itself. Witnesses said she was crawling her way out of the wreckage, trying to survive, when suddenly, out of nowhere, a truck came speeding and slammed right into her. That's what really ended her life. It's too precise, too strange, almost like someone wanted to make sure she didn't make it out alive. And you already know Katt Williams wasn't buying the accident story. Word is, Katt straight up said it was suspicious and promised he wouldn't rest until the real truth came out. He's been calling out the industry's dark side for a while now, and according to folks close to him, he was actually in touch with both Angie and D'Angelo before they passed. Angie had told him she felt like her life was in danger, and Katt was trying to help her stay safe. But somehow, they still got to her. And not long after, D'Angelo too. The craziest part, Katt himself claims the industry tried to end him as well. But unlike them, he managed to survive and has been using his platform to expose the darkness ever since. He's helped other artists escape those dangerous industry traps, even if not every attempt has worked out. One person online said, "Somebody was definitely practicing witchcraft on D'Angelo. He looked way too healthy before he died." Another wrote, "Please, Black artists, stop making these deals with these big Jewish and white executives. Be independent. There is no music industry without us." So what do you think? Was Angie's so-called accident a setup? And do you believe Katt Williams is risking it all to bring these hidden truths to light? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. And I'll see you on the next one.